Dr. Anin, tell us, Honorable Agalga says that the Dampare appointment is a full throttle on meritocracy, which you have been talking about for a very long time. Do you agree that eventually meritocracy has come to the police hierarchy appointment?
Well, Paul, it's come now. And I think we need to ask ourselves why and how. My argument is that Dr. Dampare's appointment, let's not forget, I think he's been jumped over twice because two people who had passed their retirement age, I think Asante Atetu and then Opombuenu had both passed retirement age and then we're giving these extensions. So Dr. Dampare has been passed over twice. Now, those who suggested him, and particularly those who made this choice, had to make a choice between a rock and a hard place. And I think Honorable Agalga's analysis about the levels of insecurity are spot on. I am sure what led to this choice was that we need someone who has a hands-on operational experience, but who also has not passed retirement age. Because every time someone who had passed retirement age was brought back, that led to difficulties within the service. I mean, officers got disappointed, there was passivity, there wasn't that enthusiasm to help the IGP. So the choice of Dampare is also a desperate response from those in authority to say, look, we don't have more than a year max before the whole police infrastructure falls apart. So they had to make this decision. Now, Honorable Agalga's point about the need for rapid shifts is key. Paul, everyone joins an institution or an organization with an aspiration to get to the top. Now, because Ekufu Dampare has been appointed with about 5 or 6 years prior to his retirement, it will be fairly easy for him to appeal to the senior commissioners to come around him. And all those names that you mentioned, Tiwa, Yohono, Kofi Boakye, Dr. Garba, are all key players who would need to help Dr. Dampare to be successful. But equally importantly, Paul, is to go back to CI 76 and to say, how do we restructure the service in such a manner that the almost mafia style, excessive stay in one position or in a district, in a command, okay, is restructured in such a manner that we bring new ideas, new vision, and new drive. Dampare's strength is about his strategic vision and his empathy for his personnel, but also a willingness when the operational plans have been drawn up. And that is why getting Yohono and Kofi Boakye on his side are key. These are operational people. Commander 1, as Kofi Boakye is known, and in the Ashanti region, is very sorely missed consistently. To come together to say, how do we plan a national strategy to respond in a more proactive way to deal with the armed robberies that Honorable Agalga is talking about? Police intelligence is almost non-existent. It's weak, it's ineffective, the analyses are wrong, and most of the conclusions are utterly bogus. And I'm going to give you 2 key examples, Paul. One relates to the murder of the police officer who was in the bullion van. And the police administration coming out in public to tell the world, oh, somebody has his own private CCTV cameras, but he's refusing to hand over the film to the police. Now, what are the rules around having CCTV cameras? And what does he owe the police? Now, by outing this individual as having possibly filmed the crime, okay, the police service has unwittingly put this guy, his family, and his business in danger. We cannot have that kind of poor police intelligence and analysis. Adra epitomizes the lack of sensitivity and analytical skill of police intelligence, but also the National Intelligence Bureau officers who were on the ground. And herein comes our earlier conversation about the applicable usefulness, the empirical usefulness of a national security strategy document in which those who need to implement it themselves don't know about the existence of the document and then the inherent norms and values inside that document. So this is a work in progress. And as I've said, Norman, Adambona, Adib, Stani, Akwanda, and quite a number of us are willing to say, look, we have a little bit of knowledge about this. Can we create a space within which, with Honorable Agalga and some of the others, Peter Tobu and co., bring our knowledge onto the table? Because this is a national crisis. And this is possibly one of the last IGPs we have that we need to come around him to recreate a sense of order, a sense of vision, and a directed approach to ensuring that we can create a secure environment. But once more, Paul, let me end this by sharing a little advice that I have with Dr. Dampare. You know, when you lead, he should lead in such a manner that by the time he says goodbye, he would have left us a police service that is effective, that is responsive to people's needs and community needs, that is empathetic, and that has a duty of care. So that when he doesn't have his bodyguards and his armored vehicle, he will feel secure enough to take a walk in the night, in the morning, knowing that he's left behind a legacy of a secure country. And I think Dr. Dampare can do it. I'm hopeful. And quite a number of people are willing to support him and to share their skills.